Hey guys, it's me Haru, and welcome to my 600 sub special and another episode of SpyroCast. Today my guest is Josh Gaming. Why don't you say
Hello,
hi,
everybody.
Josh? Yes, so he's my guest today, and I don't really have any kind of topics planned out exactly, so we're just gonna talk and see where it goes.
I'm excited. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. Alright, so first of all, actually, I did want to ask about your personal history with Spyro. So why don't you talk about that?
Okay. Well, I was about. I'll explain how I guess I got my PlayStation first because it was a big part of it because I got my PlayStation 1 the same day as I got Spyro. And strangely enough, my school were the ones who suggested I get a video game console. Strange, right? Apparently I had such bad eye-hand coordination that they were like, he needs something to better his eye-hand coordination. And they said, why not try video games? So I think it was my birthday, and my mom took me to the store and she bought me a PlayStation and said I could pick out a video game. And I remember seeing Spyro 2 there on the shelf. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. You get to play as a dragon.
I know, that
That's
cover is so
awesome.
cool, right?
Yeah, it was just mind-blowing. The back of the packaging and everything, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I want this. She said, let me see it. And she said, all right, we can get it. And from that moment on, it was history. Then after that, I played Spyro 3, and I went back and played Spyro 1. And from that point on, I played the rest of the series in chronological order.
Nice. Alright, so Spyro 2 was your first Spyro game, and I believe you said it's also your favorite.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely out of the three. I have so many memories with it, and I don't know if part of it's just because that's the first one I played. I'm like partially biased, or
Yeah.
if it's that good to me.
Awesome.
Probably a little both.
Yeah. I played the games in order 1, 2, 3. However, the third one is my favorite.
The third one is really good though.
Yeah.
Like the multiple playable characters and the story and just everything about it is really, really fun.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who don't think too highly of the third one. I mean, despite it being like the most critically acclaimed, there are some people who say like, oh, the backtracking is too much, or they don't like the extra playable characters. I'm just like, you named everything that I like about it.
Actually, like, strangely enough, 3 was the most rushed out of all 3 of the original trilogy games, which I never knew that until more recently.
Yeah.
And it's surprising, considering that game was rushed, it turned out really, really well.
Yeah, it did. You can definitely tell that it was rushed in some areas, for like there being, no cutscene before the sorceress's battle and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that huge glitch if you exit, I think it's Honeycomb Speedway. If you exit there without beating the level, it will not give you the final egg, and you won't be able to complete the game.
Yeah, that's a glitch that happens in just the Black Label version.
Yeah, that's the version I have. I never got the Greatest Hits version.
Me neither.
The only Greatest Hits version I have is of Spyro 2.
Ah, yeah, I have the, I think I had the Black Label of all of them, but when I gave away Spyro 1 and then I had to get it back, I think I do have the Greatest Hits version right now.
Nice. Is there a lot of different changes between the Greatest Hits version of Spyro 1?
I honestly don't think so. And even if there was, I probably wouldn't even remember because it was so long ago when I had the Black Label one.
Well, cool.
So yeah, I want to talk about Spyro 2 since that one's your favorite, and I recently finished my Spyro 2 review.
Yeah, I saw that. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, thank you. I worked rather hard on it. I forgot to mention some things like I always do in my scripts because I'm just like, oh, I never realize it until after the fact. And I'm just like, why did I not talk about that?
Don't you hate when that happens?
Yeah. I forgot to mention I forgot to mention the like the freeze power up
Oh yeah.
because it only happens once, and I don't like that challenge.
Oh gosh.
Uh,
I still remember the first time, playing Glimmer and like not being able to find all the gems and this and that and just the simplest stuff because I was like 5 or 6 years old and like gosh, I remember having a hard time with the Crush boss battle. That was so long
yeah.
ago, and right nowadays it's easy. I could probably do it blindfolded, but
I
back then,
probably, yeah, I probably had a hard time with him too.
yeah, like I had my cousins over and I had to try and get them to help me, and they didn't know what the heck they were doing either. But it was a fun time getting to experience that, and I'll still never forget the first time I went up to the top of the Tower of Autumn Plains at the very highest point, and you
Oh
can hear the
yeah.
wind rushing and the camera pans out. That was just the coolest thing. I was like, whoa, that is so cool. You can see everything from here.
I thought that was so weird, like the first time that I played that and like I heard the wind rushing, I was just like, what is that the wind? Like what is happening? Am I like this in a game? That's crazy.
Yeah, you gotta understand, like, for the younger people who may be watching, back then, that was impressive stuff.
That
We
was
didn't have
so
stuff
impressive.
like that. Yeah, like, that was mind-blowing, because nowadays everything's a cinematic movie game, but
Yeah,
back
right.
then, that was high-tech stuff. Like, you saw that, and you were just like, oh my gosh, this is the future,
I know, you're
you
just
know?
like, oh, this is so ahead of its time.
And nowadays, kids look back and they're like, "Oh, what's this stupid game? I'm gonna go play something like Uncharted or The Last of Us, where it
Yeah.
looks like a gigantic, beautiful movie."
Which it does, but still, Spyro is a masterpiece.
For sure, like it's aged very well. That to the point where I think anybody can go and back and play it and still enjoy it for the
Right.
most part.
Right. Which is why I'm so glad that, the Reignited trilogy is going to give people a chance to, like, experience those games like we did.
For sure, for sure. I know a lot of kids these days, their first Spyro was the Skylander Spyro, and I've even seen people with comments saying, "Oh, look, a Spyro from Skylanders is getting his own game," and it's just like, no, you don't understand.
Oh
He's
my
been
God.
around a lot longer than that.
Oh my god. Like, some people would just absolutely hate those comments, but to me, that just makes me happy.
I'm hoping it'll get the younger generation to be like, huh, I wonder, it's a remaster, so I wonder exactly what does that mean, and maybe they'll go back and play the originals, but still, it's nice to get them introduced back into their classic platforming style games of Spyro and them getting to experience it for the first time. And I feel old saying that in the next generation. It's like, I remember when I grew up with that as a kid,
Yeah. Yeah, the stuff that we've seen from Reignited so far is just like, it's just been so amazing.
Oh yeah, Toys for Bob, they're doing a beautiful, beautiful job. The team over there, they're so talented and so full of people, and I cannot wait to play it. I'm going to lock myself in my basement, stream it, and I'm going to probably never come back up until I beat the game.
Yeah. I was like, alright, I'm gonna be down here, just like, no. Don't worry, I'm not dead. I'm just playing video games, it's alright.
Send food under the door so I don't starve to death, please. Thank you.
Just like take a bunch of food and you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna be out in probably a week or so, don't worry.
Exactly.
I wish I could stream it, but I don't have the equipment, so I won't be able to.
Do you not have a PlayStation 4? Because you can stream it through the PlayStation 4 itself.
Well, I mean, of course I have a PS4, but, it's just that, yeah, the internet on my PS4 isn't good where it's, set up. Like, for some reason, the internet will not reach unless I plug it, like directly in through the cable. And that requires, bring my PS4 upstairs, and it's really
Oh
tedious to do
gosh.
that.
Yeah, I know it. That's like my Switch does that too for some reason. It does not like my Wi-Fi, so the only way I can get internet on my Nintendo Switch is to have it docked and hooked up to the Ethernet cord to the modem. So
Yeah.
I feel your pain.
I had to do that recently when I wanted to get the expansion for Horizon Zero Dawn. I was like, oh, I need to get that. So I was like, okay, and I just unplugged everything and dragged it upstairs.
Oh yeah, I can imagine every time you have to update the system software or something. Yeah, that's probably a pain in the butt.
Yeah, luckily updates are actually okay. They just take a lot longer.
Well, that's good at least.
Yeah. But yeah, I just can't do streams. My computer isn't powerful enough to do them either.
I also feel your pain.
Because last time I tried to do a live stream, it overheated and just shut down.
Hey, go figure. Mine did the same thing.
It didn't even give any indication. It wasn't even hot. It was just like, okay, bye.
Yeah, I just got the blue screen of death, and then it reset everything, and it's a pain. But one of these days, I'm going to save up and get myself a decent streaming computer, so if that won't happen anymore, hopefully. But that won't be for a while.
Yeah,
but
hopefully I can
still.
do that too. But what I'm gonna do for Reignited is I'm going to be playing it on my friend's channel, Buzzed Game Time. Unfortunately, the episodes will have to come out weekly due to scheduling issues instead of daily. But yeah, I'm gonna be playing it over there. So I guess if anyone wants to see me play that, they can just go on that channel and watch me play it over there.
Nice. I know that I'm going to just like start tearing up as soon as I see Summer Forest or even Glimmer in the Reignited trilogy.
I know.
For sure.
Oh my gosh. I keep thinking about it. I'm like, I'm going to tear up.
like, oh gosh, it's going to be so pretty. Summer Forest is just like such a beautiful place. If there was an actual place like that, I would love to like visit there or go on vacation or live there because it's just so peaceful. You got the trees and the cool breeze and the waterfalls and the little lake, and it's serenic and it's nice.
Oh, yeah. At just any level from the second game and then the third game, I'm going to like. That's probably gonna get me. It's like seeing Sunrise Spring is probably really gonna get me.
Oh yeah, same here. Like I'm gonna see it and I'm gonna be like, oh wow, just wow.
Sunrise Spring, and then Sunnyvilla, yeah, Sunnyvilla,
yeah,
definitely.
With the skateboarding, oh man.
Like all that, and then of course Midnight Mountain.
Oh yeah.
Because I've talked about how much I love Midnight Mountain. Like it's just like the atmosphere, its music, it's just everything about it, the colors.
Yeah, they have a lot of great levels in that hub world too.
Yeah, true.
Like my favorite from that section is the Tomb Raider level.
Oh, Desert Ruins?
Yeah. That's it. I love that one.
Yeah, I like Crystal Islands. That one's my favorite.
Oh yeah, that's another good one.
Which apparently a lot of people love Crystal Islands, but I always thought it was underrated because nobody ever talks about it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I think is the reason is probably because there's some other levels that are really good in there too that also kind of overshadow it maybe, but I do enjoy Crystal Islands. It's fun, and Moneybags in that level is hilarious.
Going back to Spyro 2, I guess. So what are some of your favorite things about Spyro 2?
Well, Tom Kenny, for one, that's a huge thing, and I'm so happy he's coming back again, going to Reignited.
Yes.
After his last game being a horrible send-off with Enter the Dragonfly, and now he's got, a great chance to come back as Spyro, and it's going to be great. But,
yeah.
Tom Kenny for sure, and the voice actors in Spyro 2. What else? The levels, for sure. The level designs are just great. The memorable characters. The writing is just phenomenal for that game because, like, literally I can have every single line memorized from just hearing it over and over and over again, and with
Right.
how much, hi Spyro, welcome to Glimmer. It's just, it
Welcome
sticks
to
in your head.
Oh my god. Oh, your impressions also crack me up. Every time you do
Thank you.
Russian moneybags, that one's the best.
Oh gosh, everybody loves the Jess Harnell Russian Moneybags voice. Oh, hello. If you got money to spend, I'm here to relieve you of the burn.
The bird. What? Oh my god. Oh, it's so funny.
For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, go play Spyro: A Hero's Tale. And Moneybags is not British anymore. He's Russian for some random reason. Okay.
Or they could just watch your stream of it.
Or or you could do that. Okay. A shameless plug. Go watch my live stream.
Go watch the streams. Go ahead. Oh, I watched a bit of the Hero's Tale stream. That was pretty good. What was it? That one level, the underwater one, reminded me of it reminded me of Lost Precursor City from Jak and Daxter.
It does. It has a lot of Jack and Daxter vibes. I can't speak today, apparently.
Jackster.
Perfect time when you're doing Jak and Daxter live stream. But it reminds me a lot of that game. A lot of the tones are very similar. A lot of the fact that it's like semi-open world.
Yeah. I saw that, and like the way it was set up, and then like the kind of the, what is it, like something about like the lighting and all that. It was just like, wow, this really reminds me of that level, and I don't remember that level very well because it's been a long time since I played Jak and Daxter.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of the like animations seem like they were done by very similar people because like they have that same kind of animation style. I don't know if that was just how it was on the PS2 or if they got the same people who worked on some of those games, but I don't know.
Yeah. I think like Spyro's running animation, like the hop thing, I think, that they must have implemented that into Reignited because I love that. I love that running animation of him like doing a little hop.
There's actually a video, I think it's up on my channel, of them showing that off, that running hop thing.
Yeah.
So it definitely is in the game. So that's good, and I'm definitely glad about that too.
Yeah, so cute.
Because, yeah, that was that in the first game? I can't remember. Did that first show up in Spyro 2?
I don't think, cause no, he never did that kind of run cycle where it looked like that. That wasn't, I don't really remember him doing that kind of run cycle until Hero's Tale.
Maybe you're right. I have no idea, honestly.
Yeah, he just kind of like did a normal walk and run in the first 3 games, and then starting with the Hero's Tale, I think he did the hop kind of run, which seems to be in Reignited now, so I'm kind of glad for that, because I always thought that was cute.
Yeah. Like that little gallop thing.
Yeah.
I like that.
I also like the way he jumps. His little charge jump, it looks... The animations in Reignited are so good, I love them.
Yeah, they did a very good job, and you can see that the devs are very passionate about trying to make it as close as they can with what they have, considering that they have like almost nothing and had to basically start from semi-scratch,
Yeah, but I think, yeah, to start from scratch and make it like that, I think they've done an absolutely fantastic job.
For sure. Apparently, the Insane Trilogy only had 18 months of development, whereas the Reignited Trilogy has been in development since, I think, around the same time as Skylanders Imaginators, or even a little bit before that. So
yeah, I can imagine that that it would take a longer time for them to get Reignited going, because it's like, for Insane, it seems a lot easier to rebuild those levels because they're very, very straightforward and linear. while Spyro is a lot more open,
Yeah.
and so they'd have to
And
do a lot more work.
yeah, and the fact too that Vicarious Visions for the Insane Trilogy had the mesh layouts, so they could make all the jumps and gaps and everything one to one. Whereas Toys for Bob built a tool called Spyroscope, and basically it goes into the game and tells you how far this needs to be from this and how high the jumps are and this and that, so everything is as close as it can be, but still.
Wow.
It's impressive stuff.
Oof, a
And
lot goes into making one of those games.
Yeah. And the other thing too is that the Insane Trilogy was built on the same engine as Skylanders, the Alchemy engine, while the Reignited Trilogy is on the Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah, Unreal.
So
that's right.
it's going to have a lot more power and be able to do a lot more things graphically for sure.
Yeah. Well, so far what we've seen, it looks like it's been pretty damn good.
I definitely have to agree. I can't wait.
Let's see what else. So I'm gonna keep trying to go back to Spyro 2. I know we keep getting off topic, but that's okay. So compared to Spyro 1, like what do you think that 2 has, like, does better or has, like, more of?
A better story for one.
Okay, yeah.
The story is fantastic in Spyro 2 compared to Spyro 1, where it's just like, Nasty Nort gets called ugly and he's like, ugly, and that's his whole reason for, doing everything. Whereas, Ripto has semi a backstory, and basically the whole thing is Hunter's fault.
It's not really explained that well, but he does sort of have a backstory.
Yeah. And, you get to see more character development in each of the worlds. And, the animations are a lot smoother. And, I don't know. The game is just overall better, in my opinion. It's not that I don't like Spyro 1. I love it. But Spyro 2 is definitely aged a lot better, in my opinion. Yeah. Better save system. That's another big one that I just thought of.
Oh, definitely. Yep.
Yeah, instead of having to go on the dragon pads or whatever when you free the dragons, because I can't tell you how many times I've forgotten to do that when I was a kid, because I'm so used to the autosave from Spyro 2 and 3, because I played those first, and then I went back and played Spyro 1, and I was like, all my progress that I did, gone,
It's like it's all gone. Oh my god.
Because I think I got up to, like, Dry Canyon and Peacemakers all in one sitting when I was first playing it as a kid, and I didn't save, and I had to go all the way back to the beginning of the game. If I remember correctly, of course that was a while ago, but still, I was upset.
Ugh, games with weird save states are, like, the worst, because I keep, like, I'm so used to, like auto-saving or, like, being able to save, manually wherever I want nowadays, that every time I go back and play an old game with, like, a weird save system, I'm like, what? Why? It's just...
Yeah, I know, right? Like, for me, the worst one is the enter in the codes to save the game.
Oh my god. You're talking about, like, Crash 1 or...
Yeah, that one, and, oh gosh, what was it? There was I think a SpongeBob game for the PlayStation 1. Is it Super Sponge? I can't remember, but, it used that, like, a similar save system where you have to enter in a password to save the game and continue where you left off. And oh gosh, if you forgot that password or you lost it, because back then the internet was not very good, and it took like 3 hours to load, so we couldn't look up stuff like that. You either had to buy a game magazine with cheats in it, or hope a friend tells you, or hope you don't forget the password.
Oh my god. Oh, the password thing. That's Aladdin did that. Aladdin on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember
I
that.
think I remember that. I never had a Super Nintendo, but I remember some friends who did, and oh gosh, those passwords were a nightmare.
I remember. I think I might still have the booklet somewhere where I wrote all the passwords in it. Uh, that was how it was back then. You had to write things down.
Kids these days, they got it so easy.
I know.
If anything has any kind of challenge, it's considered Dark Souls.
I know.
It's like, you should have been kids when we were kids. Everything was Dark Souls back then.
Everything was Dark Souls. Like, things that are considered easy to most people nowadays are like, it's still Dark Souls to me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Some things in just some things in even, in Spyro and stuff like that. Some of those challenges I still hate to this day. I'm like, these are super hard. Why? Why would they make me do this? Like that stupid demolition derby in Haunted Tomb. I hate that.
Oh, yeah. I've gotten pretty good at it over the years, but yeah, back then it was really, really tough.
And, what was it? Hunter's stupid crystal popcorn challenge.
Yeah, and again, back to Spyro 2, I guess.
I didn't realize how much I hated that challenge until I replayed the game recently, and I was like, wow, this sucks.
I remember having so much trouble with that. Like, even to this day, I still have trouble with it. Like, I can get past the first part easy now, but back then, I had such a hard time. And I finally did the first section, and Hunter was like, do you want to try again? Maybe I can give you this other orb I found. And I was like, no, Hunter, please don't.
No,
don't make me do this again.
Hunter, I'm trying to get these orbs for a good cause. Why are you keeping them from me? Whose side are you on?
Yeah, secretly, Hunter's working with Ripto.
Well, they do have the same
let
voice.
Him in. Yeah, that's true, too. Greg Berger. So, speaking of that reminds me, he's been confirmed to be returning for the Reignited trilogy, which I'm so happy about.
Yes, he has been confirmed. Oh my god, I'm so happy.
I didn't know if you knew that or not, but yeah, I'm thrilled about that.
Yes, that is going to be so good. It's going to be so good to hear Ripto's voice, how it's supposed to sound, instead of an Enter the Dragonfly.
Yeah. Of course, that was still Greg Berger doing that voice, strangely enough.
Yeah, it was. I just don't know what was up with him that day when he recorded.
because they rushed him, probably. Yeah. Because that game had like no development time whatsoever, and they were probably like screaming at the voice actors in the booth, go, faster, faster, faster.
Just read these lines. I don't care how you read them. It's like, wait a minute. I forgot what this character sounded like. It's like, wait a minute, I forgot what this character sounded like. Could I just go back and check? No, we don't have time for that. Go!
Exactly.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if you know this either, but Richard Tatum, I believe that's how you say his last name, the voice actor for Agent 9 is also confirmed to be returning.
Yes,
so
I did know
that's
that.
Pretty cool.
So happy.
Yeah, I can't picture anybody else doing Agent 9's voice. I
can't picture it either. Like, I'm sure there are some people who could do it, but it's so... There's just no one else I can think of who can capture that personality that Agent 9 has.
It's so iconic.
I know. Every single line of his, like, every word that comes out of his mouth, it just makes me smile. And I just laugh at it. It's just so funny. I love him. He's, like, one of the best characters.
Pretty good for a space monkey action figure, as Moneybags calls him.
Oh.
Strangely enough, something that I'm really sad about is that, Neil Ross, that's his name, the voice actor who did Moneybags in Spyro 3, apparently confirmed that he's not going to be coming back, and that really disappoints me because he was my favorite. Milton James did the voice for Moneybags and Spyro 2. Hopefully they can get him back if they can't but honestly, he's getting up there in years. I don't know if he'd be willing to come back for that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man, it's gonna be so hard, cause when you know that certain voice actors are coming back, you get overjoyed because you're just like, oh yes, I can't imagine anybody else doing that. But then when it's confirmed like, you know, like at the very beginning that nobody's coming back, you're just like, okay, well, let's see how they do. Because it's different with this and like the Insane trilogy, because I already knew that like none of the originals were coming back for Insane trilogy. They just get the more recent ones and then some new ones. So I was like, well, okay, at least they're not complete newbies. I mean, at least, you know, they've still voiced the characters before, and, you know, it'll be different. So let's see how they do, you know, the performances differently, and that'll be cool. And which it worked out really well. I liked it.
Strangely enough, there was one voice actor who has been that character since the very beginning and still did the voice of that character. And I forget what the actor's name is, but he did the voice of Papu Papu. And it was the same guy throughout the entire series.
Really?
Even in the Insane trilogy, it was still him.
Who
from the
was,
first game.
Yeah, who was that?
I forget his name. I gotta look that up, but I can't remember.
Huh.
But it was him. He did it in the first game, in CTR, Twinsanity, and any of the other games he's been in. Crash Bash. So.
Wow. Well, good for him then.
Managed to stick with the character that long. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Because, like, I was pretty sure that, like, in the first Crash game, like, almost all the character voices were done by one guy, Brendan O'Brien. Yeah. And so I'm just like, well, they can't just get one guy back to do all the voices. I mean, come on, like, give other people a chance.
For sure.
Yeah, so, you know, some people are always going to be disappointed with that and just go like, why can't they just get the originals back? It's like, well, sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. But personally, I like hearing everyone's different performances and stuff like that.
I've seen a lot of that with Spyro, the Reignited trilogy. I've seen so many comments of people saying, oh, they should have done this, they should have done that. And honestly, if you're expecting a 100% faithful remake, you're going to be disappointed, because no matter how hard they try, it will never be perfectly close to the original. Yeah. You know, it's two different developers with two different, you know, processing power, computers, graphics, voice actors. You know, as much as they can try, it will never be exactly the same.
Yeah. I mean, like,
with just better graphics.
Those people really just want a PS4 port. They don't want, like, a remaster.
Exactly. And, you know, I've seen comments where people have said that they should get Elijah Wood to do the voice for Reignited Spyro. And I'm like, that's not even the same. How would that work? It wouldn't. Like, I can't imagine that Spyro with that voice. Is this Ray never going to stop? I forgot what it's... I don't remember the line, but...
I forgot what the sun looks like.
Yeah. We should go somewhere warm. Somewhere sunny. Dragon Shores. I haven't been there since we kicked Nasty Nork's butt. It's like, yeah, that does not work for that character in that thing.
What? That impression just like... Why does his voice sound like that? It's funny how it just sounds like that. It's like we got like an almost kind of British accent in there, but like...
Yeah.
Like, but he's like not really British.
Up, Bob. But yeah, that would not work for that character. You know, I see other people saying, oh, they should have got Jess Harnell, and honestly, I'm glad they got Tom Kenny. I was hoping it was either going to be Tom Kenny or Carlos Alzraki, the first voice of Spyro.
Yeah.
But in the end, I'm glad they chose Tom Kenny, because like he's my absolute favorite, and like to me that he is the character. Since I first heard him in Spyro 2, and before I even knew he was, you know, the voice of SpongeBob and all of my cartoon characters that I knew growing up, I still felt like that was the perfect voice for that character, and it fit.
Right. Yeah, I think he is the definitive voice of Spyro in my opinion too. But you know, Carl Salazarki, of course, does an excellent job in the first game, even though people think he sounds annoying and blah blah blah. It's like, no, he's just like the character is supposed to be like that. He's supposed to be kind of like naive and sassy. Yeah, and you know, he was supposed to be younger too anyway, because I think each game takes like 12 years. Like there's a 12-year gap between each game or something like that. I don't know. Huh. I
That's
actually
just
didn't
what
know
I've
that.
heard. I don't know if that's true or not. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I've heard because in Year of the Dragon, there's dragon eggs again. So there's either a 12-year gap between the first game and the third game or a 12-year gap between each game. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it would make sense. It would make sense for there to be a 12-year gap between the first game and the third game, since you're right, because that haunted tomb riddle was the one dragon can lay an egg in 12 years.
Yeah, 12 years.
That was the riddle right before the demolition derby. Screw that stupid challenge.
You're gonna have like PTSD every time you have to do that level in the remaster. It's just like, oh no.
Oh no, not this again. Oh, I'm really not looking forward to Bentley boxing either.
Hopefully they will have improved it.
Yeah, I mean, at least there was an exploit in the original where you could like plug in a second controller and the Yeti wouldn't do anything, so you could beat it easily.
Yeah, for the 2 players or 2 people wanted to play. I never realized that as a kid because I had nobody to play with. So
Yeah, me neither.
It was just like, well, I wish I would have known that 20-something years ago,
I'm just like, no, but I went through all this agony.
I went through all this pain and suffering, and all I had to do was plug in another stinking controller.
I don't even think I had another controller even until like a lot later.
Yeah, same here. I didn't need one because I was the only one who ever played anyway, so.
Me too. I have no idea what else to talk about. Oh my god.
Well, hey, it's your show, so.
Always go back to something Spyro 2 related. Always.
We could talk about, if you don't mind me taking over.
No, go ahead. I'm really bad at coming up with topics, so.
We could talk about what something that we're most looking forward to seeing remastered from Spyro 2, if you'd like.
Sure.
For me, I'm really excited to see Zephyr. I want to see what those cow licks look like.
Oh yeah, they're gonna look super weird.
They're like weird elephant cow things.
Elephant cow things.
I'm gonna trademark that. Weird elephant cow things. And I want $1 every time somebody says it.
Weird elephant cow things. Trademark.
There'll be $1, please. But that's one thing that I'm definitely looking forward to. What about you?
Probably Mystic Marsh. I'm looking forward to Mystic Marsh the most.
It's gonna be so weird to see what those people from Mystic Marsh look like.
Oh, I know. Cause like you don't really know what they are. You're just like what are you, a rabbit Muppet thing?
Yeah, exactly. They look like puppets, so that's gonna be so weird to see how they translate that.
Rabbit puppet wizard things. That's my trademark. Yeah, that's gonna be weird, but I think just in general, like the level's environment is gonna look cool. And then of the home worlds, I know everyone's looking forward to Summer Forest and then Autumn Plains, of course. Personally, my favorite homeworld was always Winter Tundra, so I am looking forward to that the most.
Yeah, that's gonna look really pretty. I wonder if maybe they'll have like snow falling or something.
Oh,
that would look really cool.
Snowy environments.
For one other level that I'm really looking forward to from Autumn Plains and Spyro 2 would have to be probably Fracture Hills. I can't wait to see what that looks like with the Earth Shapers and the Satyr's bagpipe players.
Oh yeah. Oh, I really want to see the Fawns.
Yeah. I hope they still have that like Valley Girl accent.
Oh, they better, because that's what made them so memorable.
For sure. Actually, strangely enough, that was Melissa Disney who did that voice, and of course that was the same voice as Allura.
Yeah.
So
they are all cousins.
Exactly. So Allura is the proper one without the Valley Girl accent.
Yeah, she left Fracture Hills, and she's just like, yeah, I had to get away from them.
That makes sense. You heard it here first, guys. Conspiracy theory. It's gonna be on the next game theory, okay?
Just like I looked different, I sounded different. Just like I needed to get away from that. They're all crazy.
Yeah. and they all liked yo-yos for some reason.
Keep just playing with their yo-yos. Hey, Dragon Boy.
Oh boy.
Anyway, oh my god, I just
that
love
was
their
a
voice.
really good impression. That was really impressive.
You're my hero. Thanks for saving poor helpless little me. Blah blah blah. Sorry, short stop. Anyway,
You do that really, really good. Like, it's scary how good that is.
I just love them so much and their voices. So, I am also looking forward to. What are some of my favorite levels? Also, I think some of the speedways will actually look pretty cool, like Metro Speedway. Definitely looking forward to that one.
Yeah. And for me, the more memorable speedways were the ones in Spyro 3. But yeah, definitely there's some really good ones in Spyro 2 as well. Yeah, Ocean Speedway I really like.
Yeah, Ocean Speedway is good. I heard that your go-to speedway is Country Speedway, right?
Yeah, that's my absolute favorite. Like, if I just want to relax and play Spyro for no reason, like, I'll just go and play Country Speedway for fun because that's like my favorite one.
Yeah, mine is Icy Speedway.
That's another really good one too. I like that one a lot. Yeah. I just want to know how they managed to fit Hunter in that small little igloo.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, how are you? What?
You break it open and he's like, 8 feet tall, and it's like, what the heck? How did he get in there in the first place?
It's gonna be so funny. Like, I hope in Reignited when you break it open, he's just in there and he's like freezing. He's just like, oh my gosh, thanks for getting me out of there.
That would be really funny.
He's like, they stuffed me in there.
Yeah.
The igloo froze over me. Yeah, that's I'm not even like one for speedways anyway. I don't even like flights or speedways.
Really?
No, they were always like the worst part of the game for me.
I enjoyed it. It was frustrating at times, but I like the fact that you can play it over and over and over again. I like the system in Spyro 3 where it doesn't count down, it counts up.
Oh yeah.
That was a lot nicer because I think in the first 2 games it had that countdown and you had to add seconds. I'd rather it not do that and not make me panic stricken every time you hear that dink, 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 and it's like, oh gosh, go, 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 go,
So wait, like, yeah, because I remember it did change in Spyro 3, so it counts up, and then, like, I remember each of, like, the rings and stuff, and had like a gem in the middle, and everything you got like gave you a gem.
Yeah.
So wait, if it counts up, then how do you lose? I forgot.
you got to beat a certain time. If I remember correctly, because I don't remember stuff, but you got to beat a certain time, and there's no like running out of time thing as far as the time isn't that short as it is in the first and second games. They give you a longer amount of time, and when you go through the rings, if I remember, it doesn't really do anything to affect your time. You just got to be fast, and I like that a lot better.
Huh, interesting. Because I don't really remember that. Probably because I really don't remember anything about the speedways from Spyro 3 because I left too early and didn't get the eggs. So I'm.
Oh no. You have to go back and replay the entire thing.
So then I had to use the cheat code to get into the super bonus round.
I don't even remember there being a cheat code for that.
Yep, I found it.
Wow.
Somehow.
Again, I wish I would have known that 20 years ago.
Yeah. And then I go into the super bonus round and I realize, hey, this is all the stuff that I did in Lost Fleet, which is my least favorite level. Why would they do this to me?
Because you gotta get that crazy edge sub and go around down there and get all them gems from them Rhinox.
Crazy Ed was just dead until I started swimming in acid.
He was fine before. He started swimming in acid, and then he became Crazy Ed. He used to be regular Ed.
Then I started swimming in the acid lake. I'm so glad that I made that comment. You're like, this is my favorite comment. I'm like, yes, I won the comment section.
That was hilarious. I love that comment. But for me, Spyro 3, like the super bonus world, was a bit disappointing compared to the reward you got for 100%ing Spyro 2.
Oh yeah, definitely.
With the supercharged flame breath, that was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like Spyro 2 had the best reward.
Definitely.
For me, it would be like the best one is Spyro 2, and then Spyro 1, and then 3.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
Because 3's reward was just like, it was, I mean, it was just doing all that stuff that you hated in Lost Fleet.
And then that stupid snowboarding.
Oh, the Yeti race? I never beat that.
I beat it, but my gosh, you don't know how many times I've heard, I think my tongue is frozen. You better not lose again.
I'm just like, yeah, bye, Hunter. I don't care if your tongue's frozen.
Yeah, I did that so many times, and oh gosh, I finally got it, but I hope they make that slightly easier in the Reignited trilogy, because I don't want to do that nightmare again. Like, people say Bentley Yeti boxing. Heck, I'll take that any day over the Yeti snowboard race.
Right. Yeah, I've never beat that.
This is my reward?
Yeah, this is a reward? I don't think so. What were you thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, so technically, even though Spyro 3 is my favorite one, and it is my favorite game of all time, actually, I have not beat it 120%, as I have not beaten the snowboard race thing. And I don't plan on beating it because I really just don't want to do it.
Well, you're not missing out on too much. I'm gonna spoil it. And I'm sure you probably know anyway.
I already know that you fight the sorceress again, and then the last egg is twin dragons.
Yin and yang,
yeah.
And that's it.
And that's it. And then you get a special cutscene at the end, which is like really boring.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, that was worth it. But still, like, I make fun of it, but I still have a lot of really good memories of Spyro 3, even if it does have some hiccups. But Spyro 2 is definitely my favorite for the reason that I feel like it's the best. It has the best reward at the end. It has the best characters and the most polish, I think.
Yeah.
And it's the most memorable for me.
Yeah. There were so many things that they added to Spyro 2 that just made it stand out a lot more, and like that was like the orb challenges and then the NPCs and all that stuff just made that game what it was.
Yeah, definitely.
There are so many like levels and like enemies that I'm looking forward to. Like right now I'm looking forward to seeing anything like any Dreamweavers thing. 'Cause we haven't seen like any Dreamweavers things yet, except for a concept art of the Dark Passage turtle and a very, very short clip of Lofty Castle, which didn't even look like Lofty Castle.
Yeah, I think that it was very, very in early stages when they showed off that thing, but by now I'm sure that they probably got it all finished up. At this point, since they're saying that on their Twitter that they're about ready to show Spyro 2 stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we should be seeing Spyro 2 stuff soon, so they should be just about done with Spyro 1, with the exception of making a few polishing up stuff, you know.
Yeah, I have a feeling that the original trailer that we got, like, it was kind of a mix of really early stuff and maybe newer stuff also.
Yeah.
And
the Insane Trilogy did the same thing too when it was announced, because it was very early gameplay footage. They didn't have a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, because I noticed, because a lot of things like probably, you know, maybe the Lofty Castle thing, and then Nestor's design. I'm guessing that will probably be changed, because a lot of the dragons look really, really great right now. So, and then Nestor just looked like a kind of an early concept, sort of.
Yeah, kind of looked like a Muppet.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that was really early. And then some of the some of the other footage was, but the Toasty footage actually looked newer than the demo that we got at E3.
Yeah, yeah. It looks so much better. Like even the lighting from treetops, and when they first showed off that screenshot compared to later, it looks so much better with the lighting, and they changed the sky a little bit, and it looks fantastic. So they're really putting their heart and soul into this, and you can see it, and that's something that I really appreciate as somebody, you know, who grew up with the series as a kid and is geeking out over reliving my childhood.
Yeah, like the Aurora Borealis in the sky and stuff, and it just looks really, really great.
No, Mother, it's just the Northern Lights.
The Northern Lights. Someone should make a like a steamed hams thing, but like using only Spyro clips.
That would be so great. If somebody makes that, please tweet it at us. I would love to see that.
Okay, so more things that I'm looking forward to. In Spyro 3, my favorite level is Enchanted Towers. So I'm definitely excited for how that's gonna look.
Yeah, for sure. I can't wait to see the whale in Evening Lake. That's gonna be really cool, especially when you get eaten by him.
Yeah, we haven't talked about some of the boss battles and stuff like that. Like, what boss battle are you most looking forward to?
I'd probably have to say, oh gosh, there's a lot of really good ones in Spyro 3. Scorch, Spike,
Yes.
Buzz. Those are my favorites.
Scorch, definitely Scorch. That is my favorite boss in the entire trilogy.
It's so terrifying. It's like a giant man bat thing.
So cool. And I love the animation when he gets hit for some reason.
Yeah. I like that noise he makes when he, like, throws up those egg things that turn into enemies.
Yeah,
That noise. It's like
crow sound.
That's really cool.
Yeah, definitely Scorch. I wanna see what he looks like. I'm just, that arena in general is gonna look really cool. Definitely Ripto.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that final Ripto fight. It's gonna be so amazing.
Yeah, I hope he still does the like that I remember, because like every time that you pick up a third orb and stuff, and he realizes that you have like powers and stuff, he's like, what? And his eyes get all big and he runs away. It's so funny.
I love that. It's great.
That's gonna be so good.
Yeah, and the part with the birds flying where he, in the third part of the fight, Metal Gulp.
Oh yeah.
Robo Gulp or whatever.
Metal Gulp. Oh, Gulp. That's gonna be a tough fight. It always was for me.
I really like it. It's such a fun arena, and I hope they keep the noise that Gulp makes. Like, I love that roar, that
oh yeah
noise. It's just iconic to me, and I love it.
I think Crush's roar is iconic too.
Yeah, that's
I can hear
another
that
one.
one
And
in my
apparently
mind.
Greg Berger did both of those as well, both of those roars, and they just added filters and stuff to it.
Nice.
So,
Very
and
talented
he's coming
man.
back, so yeah, for sure.
Trouble with Trolley.
Yeah, that's another one he did. The trolley buzzard. Trouble with the trolley, eh?
I never had that much trouble with the trolley, but I use it in all my videos because I think it's really funny.
Well, hey, it gives Canadian guy support, so.
Yeah. That's pretty much the only time I've ever seen someone have real trouble with the trolley.
Oh man, that was funny.
Definitely not looking forward to Spike.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I hate Spike.
I love the music for that level though.
Yeah, good music, but oh, that fight,
He was a hard boss.
I remember it, like, it took me just until recently to get like the amount of times I have to do that boss battle, like, to get it down to just 2 tries. 'Cause
yeah,
I just hate that boss so much. Because like I can't, just the way his like the pattern goes and stuff, and like trying to first align yourself with like the big rock things to charge at him. Like I have to go like, okay, I can do that. Like I do that, and then he runs up to you and like crushes you sometimes. And then when he starts and then he always gets to those little spiky power up things before you.
Yeah, like he doesn't even have a club. He just straight up crushes you with his fist.
Yeah, I know.
He's just like just swats you like a fly, and it's like, wow, he's tough.
Yeah, and he always gets like the better abilities and stuff when he picks up those power up things.
Yeah.
Like
I am kind of looking forward to it though. As frustrating as it is, it's still really fun to me.
Yeah, it took me like the very first time I did that, it took me probably around 10 times. Because I remember being so frustrated as a kid with that battle.
I don't even remember, honestly, how many times it took me. Probably more than 10, but
it was probably more than 10, actually.
6 or 7, I think I was, so I don't remember.
Oh, and then I think just recently, then it took me 5 tries, and then I played it again, and it took me 2, so I was like, yes, I finally got it down to 2.
Nice.
But it's just like the worst, and like I remember the fourth attempt on that one time that it took me 5 tries. The 4th attempt, we died at the exact same time.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, no, absolutely not. I'm not going through this again because that just reminds me of Gulp. And I'm like, please, no, I don't want to do this again. And then it didn't count because, like, sometimes it's like, hey, well, you technically hit him first before he hit you, so it's like, you win this. But no, it never counts for me. It's like, nope, you die first.
Oh, well.
Yeah, and then another time I actually got hit due to the steam in the cracks of the arena. Like, cause like the cracks in the arena, like the steam comes through them. Like if you're not paying attention, you could actually get hit by that. And that was my last hit, and I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me? That's so cheap.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh gosh, it's just like totally unfair. But hey, what are you gonna do? It's still fun though. I still love it.
Yeah. Oh, well, I believe it is time to wrap this up.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Thank you so much for watching this video and listening to our weird ramblings about Spyro. It was great to have you, Josh. I will probably have you on again sometime in the future.
Oh, for sure. Thank you so much for having me. It was a blast, and I definitely can't wait to do this again sometime.
Yes, it's going to be so much fun, and then I will continue to watch your streams because they are awesome. You just like every time I watch your streams, I'm just like, wow, you're such a nice person. Like you're nice to like all like your followers and stuff like that. And I'm just like, thank you for just being so nice, because some people just don't read the chat and they just don't even care. But I'm just like, yeah, this is good. This is wholesome content right here.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. It's really nice of you to say.
Yeah, so that was the end of this one, and I guess I'll try to find someone else to do the 3rd episode of SpyroCast, because I'm sure there are a bunch of people out there who would love to talk about Spyro. If you do, let me know in the comments or on Twitter, and we'll see how we can arrange things. I am bad at outros. Anyway, until then, this is Miharu signing off.
Bye.